Hi, I'm Chris.
I'm Thomas.
My name is Daniel.
This is Moritz. I'm the drummer of the Intersphere.
And you watch Backstage Explorers.
Did we ever go further than our minds approve? Then we climb.
Hi, I'm Chris from the band The Intersphere. This is my amp. It's a German hand-wired amp. The company isn't existing anymore. It's Thomas Eich. It's a German technician, and he normally builds the tech bass amps. And he decided to build this kind of amp, and it's a mixture modern sounding Vox, kind of matchless. Only one channel, no master volume. It's quite loud on stage, on tour. I played this with an old 90s Mesa cabinet. It's massive. It's really cool for the really low tunings. And I have a lot of boosters in front of this amp. A lot of different overdrive pedals, and I love fuzz pedals, especially this one from the German company called KMA. It's in Berlin based, and they build really fancy pedals. It's kind of octafuzz or kind of death metal distortion, the Wurm. When I play all these pedals in front of my amp, including all the reverb and delay stuff, play this looper just for not dancing on the pedals the whole time because I have to sing. Really funny, makes sense. A lot of guitars on tour because we play with open tunings the whole time. In the meantime, we have 18 or 19 different tunings with all our songs. My main instrument is a Nick Huber Twangmeister guitar, German company. This kind of open tunings we play, it's often really low, and sometimes we even tune the strings even higher than normal. That's the reason why the guitars also sound really twangy. In this case, it's a B, and then B, the A string one note higher, then D, F sharp, C sharp, and in this case it's D sharp. It's to see it right from the beginning. It's one of the main topics that we compose with this kind of open tunings, and you can play all this major 9, 11, whatever stuff without breaking your fingers. Then I have I think it's a 90s Strat, one of my first guitars. Really love this one, and it's sounding better with every gig. I really love this one. PRS. I think it's from 1997. It's a standard one, gold top. Really cool, really fat sounding, a little bit muffy, but I like it for kind of stoner riffs. And SG, and signature model from the I don't know the name of the Green Day singer. It's a melody maker, and it's a rock and roll guitar, just one humbucker and one sound, and it's rock and roll. Here, Les Paul. So, and all guitars are tuned in different. This is, for example, C, G, and then the rest is normal tune, D, G, B, E, and you can play this open major C chord, for example, just with one finger.
Hi, I'm Thomas. I play guitar for the Intersphere. Yeah, let me show you my stuff. This is quite brand new. This is a Victory VC35, kind of a modernish AC30 kind of amp. I've been using. I've played AC30 for the last 20 years, I think, by Vox, and they're really heavy, so I'm really happy that I have something compact now. So, and it sounds really great. It's a bit more of a modern approach. Yeah, I have different cabinets with vintage 30 speakers because I think that fits our kind of music best. I used to play a Vox 8030 head with a 4x12 cab, and it's like heavy and huge. And this is like really, I really love that one. It's two 1x12 cabs. So the idea basically is, the idea comes from us quite traveling a lot last year. So I only traveled with a quad cortex or something. I wanted to have a rig where I can do everything with it. So I could add a second head, have a stereo rig. I can only use head one cab. I can only use a quad cortex, and so for every setting, because the stages we play are really different. So whenever we go to a foreign country, it's mostly a small stage. When we play at home, it's quite a large stage. So I needed something that is flexible and sounds great. And so this is my kind of setup to really be as flexible as possible, I guess. This is my current pedal board. This is also quite new. It's the first tour I played like that. I used to play also a big pedal board with mostly analog pedals, a switching system. And I tried to replicate that with the quad cortex, so boosters and stuff come from the quad cortex and some delays and effects. But there were quite a few things I couldn't really build with the quad cortex. So like special kind of reverb stuff I do with the Strymon Big Sky. So I have it in effects loop. And yeah, of course the Fuzz Factory, every pedal board should have a Fuzz Factory, I guess. It's really a weird pedal, and the quad cortex simply cannot replicate that pedal. Then I really love this little pedal here. It's basically, I think it's called Hot Tone Press. It has many functions, so it can be it can be a volume pedal, as you can hear. But it's also a really good tuner. If I just go like this, it's also an expression pedal I can use with the quad cortex. So all in one pedal, which again keeps it really compact. I use my old DD6. We sometimes have an ending of a song, then we try to just have some sound going on, so some delays, and I just can hold it. So the chord basically goes on forever. I can just dial in the knobs and make some strange things while muting my signal. These are my main guitars. I have two of them. It's by Harmony, and the model is called Silhouette. Also the latest guitar I got, it's some mixture. It's not really a fat guitar. It has enough twang. Yeah, it works in all cases. I'm more kind of twang guitar guy, I would say, so not the Les Paul. Oftentimes they're really a bit thin maybe for this kind of music, and this sits really right between, so it's fat enough to play these kind of things, but it also has enough twang to work with the sound I'm used to. And yeah, it's I think Christoph already mentioned it, it's a curse and a blessing. All kinds of weird tunings. That's why I have two of them, just and they need to look different, so I can tell the difference between the tunings. Basically the same thing, just in, I think, champagne is the color, but it's basically the same guitar. Then I have this Strat. It's also a really nice one. I got it, it's by Real Guitars, a custom built Strat by a guy from Leverkusen, which is actually close to where I live. I live in Cologne, and yeah, it's a German guitar builder who just really builds great Stratocasters and Les Pauls, basically. For our kind of music, I mean, with this tremolo thingy, it's really difficult to get the tunings correct. I just screwed it in as hard as I can so it doesn't move. Yeah, but actually this is kind of standard tuning at the moment. Yeah, it's a rare case. The last guitar I brought is this one, which is I own it like forever. I think it's from the 90s. So I think this is my first really cool guitar. I played like 1 trillion gigs with it. It sometimes fell down and really, yeah, it is repaired now and it looks okay. But yeah, it has quite a history. I think, as you can see on the neck and stuff. So yeah, I love this guitar. It's really great, by Zion Guitars. It's a small guitar company from the United States. I don't even think they have a distribution here in Europe, so I found it used. Oh yeah, we have them like for a year or something now. They were quite difficult to get, I think, but they're really cool because they're super lightweight. You can put them on a plane, and yeah, they're really good. and they're easy to carry, and you can put like 3 guitars in it. When we ordered them, I bought them with my credit card, and because it was some kind of transaction through China and Shanghai, yeah, they blocked the transaction, blocked my card, gave me a call, hey, is that a legit payment? Yeah, it is. And they came sometimes, but they're really cool, but I think they should maybe get a distribution here in Europe.
Hi, this is Moritz. I'm the drummer of the Intersphere. I'm gonna show you my kit today, which is a Pearl Reference Pure in the beautiful color, I forgot the color, Crystal Rain it's called, yeah, and it looks really good still after all these years. I have a 24 by 15 inch bass drum, which they built for me. I like the short size, the short depth of the bass drum. And then I have a small 10 inch, 12 inch, 16 inch tom. This little Meindl mini timbale. I use it to incorporate Phil Collins vibe or 2 bell brass snares made by a guy from Germany, from Hamburg. The company is called Tempest. They're really heavy. Actually, it's a remake of the Tama bell brass snare from the 80s, but it's half the price. This is a 14 by 6.5 snare, and this is a 15 inch snare. And I put a splash on top of it to get a trashy sound. Here I have a mini timbale with some snare wires underneath the drum head. This is a 6 inch mini timbale, and I use it to imitate a 808 snare, so it sounds very electronic, very loud and very short. I'm using Vic Firth 5Bs to cut through and to get enough body of the drums and also enough information out of the cymbals. So that's the perfect mix for me. The Remo Ambassador Vintage on the toms. On the snare, I sometimes change drum heads. Sometimes I'm using a controlled sound, like now, Power Stroke 3 with a Phalom Slam. I'm playing Sabian cymbals. I have an 18 inch Vanguard. Unfortunately, they don't build them anymore. So on the left side, I have 20 inch HH thin crash. Like that, it sounds really awesome, very warm, and I'm a big Sabian fan. Complex medium ride. Yeah. It's got enough control. I can get enough ping out of the cymbal, but sometimes I also use it as a crash. I tend to stand up and lean my body into the cymbal, so that's perfect for this band. A homemade trash cymbal, which is made out of 2 crashes, and I just bend these like that. And it's really hard to do actually, because it always comes back in the position I bought it in. But it sounds really good, and I change it during the set, sometimes in a short sound or sometimes it's longer. Then I have a 10 inch AAX splash on the left side, Sabian hi-hat. I think it's an artisan top. I don't see the name anymore. It's a 16 inch. Yeah, I've played it for the last 10-12 years. I really like it very much. 16 inch. And on the bottom I'm using this AAX Studio Crash, so it's quite clean, fluffy, but it's got enough control. Because the top cymbal is actually thicker, so I have enough control. But it's very soft when I open it, so that's the sound I search for. And I'm running some backing tracks with my SPDS. Also, this guy counts us in, so I hit 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and because on some tracks we have strings or brass or synth, helps us a little bit to get our studio productions on the stage, and and that's about it.
Hey, my name is Daniel from the band The Intersphere. I'm the bass player. Well, I used to have a much bigger, much larger pedal board, with many analog pedals and stuff, but over the time I just wanted something more convenient, more practical. Main unit is the Fractal Audio FM3. I use it for all kind of distortion pedals, preamps and also amp simulation. I have two other pedals because those are the only ones that I'm not 100% happy with the FM3. Speaker simulation, cap simulation, it's the 2 Notes Torpedo. It's kind of an older model, I think they don't make it anymore. It's just a simulation of an Ampeg 8x10 cap basically, and I like the sound of that one much more than the ones in the FM3. I can put it anywhere in the signal chain, so I go out of the FM3 into the Torpedo and back into the FM3. And that's where I can also use the DI out to go to the front of house. And also I like the OC3, the octave pedal, a lot more than the built-in one from the FM3. But everything else is just processing in there. And like I said, it's just practical, it's small, it's lightweight, and it's very flexible. No amps. I stopped using amps actually, I don't know, 15 years ago. For me particularly, it's very important to have a reliable setup, that it's the same sound and the same volume and the same levels every night. It's just fast in the sound check, and yeah, like I said, it has to be practical. And for the basses, this one is called, it's got a complicated name. It's called Marosczyk Instruments. It's a Polish brand that they are built in Poland, but I think the owner is in Germany. I always play the 5-string in the Intersphere. I've played it for, I think, since 2018, no, longer actually, 2014 I think. Precision style with an humbucker. And yeah, I really like it. Classical bass, if you compare it to those modern ones like the Dingwalls that everybody plays today. And I think also the older models like the Precision type, Jazz Bass type. It's passive, exactly. I can split the humbucker, but never do. And everything just full on all the time. That's actually the rig. Like I said, I used to have a much larger pedal board, but over the time it got smaller and smaller, and I'm not sad about it. Basically I have 3 different sounds. One kind of crunchy main sound, but I love playing also more of a fuzz tone. Sometimes I have some sort of synth sound, like a filtered Moog sound, like one patch. It's like an octave pedal with a fuzz, but then a low pass filter and those kind of things. It's minimalistic, but it works very, very good. In fact, no, I don't have a warm-up routine. Most of the time it works without anything, to be honest. The stuff I play is not too much demanding, like for the left hand or anything. It's more rhythmically complex stuff. And after feeling, I don't really have to warm up.
For me, it's the whole time. Getting the muscles warm and getting the blood flowing, and important to breathe slowly and deep, and so that helps me for the show.
Well, I don't really have a routine. I guess I get dressed, I stretch a little. Heineken maybe helps. Yeah. Like you say, it's the minute before the show. Take a deep breath. Try to get into it. I think that's quite important to not rush on stage.
I have this one. It's a box like the whole day and singing and stretching the vocal cords, mostly singing for me. Yeah, it's for making the vocal cords wet, really cool, and it works. It's unbelievable.
And it's quite funny because this thing, for everybody who doesn't know what it is, looks like trash. So people throw it away.
I think getting together in a rehearsal room is like the tour preparation that we choose. We live in different spots in Germany, so we used to live together in Mannheim, in one city.
So the band is existing for 19 to almost 20 years now. I stepped into the band also 12 years ago, so we played together for a long time. That's why we are actually, in fact, able to play a show without too much preparation. We've been playing together for so long. It's always good to go through the songs before the final rehearsal. It's just second nature, I think, the songs that we've been playing so many times. I think more than a mentally or a musically preparation, it's more like all the logistics behind that. Not only with the band, but also with work and other jobs and family. That's all, in fact, the most demanding stuff you have to prepare for.
Now we have families and we move to different places and cities. So we get together still in Mannheim to rehearse. Us four in one little room, and we try to play as realistic as possible, like stage mode.
Oftentimes for really practical reasons, like can I travel with the gear, or what kind of show do we play? For example, last year we played mostly support shows outside of Germany, and we tried to travel as light as possible. But we played kind of bigger stages, I would say. So we didn't bring any amps, for example, right? On this tour, where we are playing also outside of Germany most of the time, but smaller stages, it kind of makes sense to bring amps to, because the whole mixing thing is the sound is basically created differently. So on a big stage, it doesn't matter so much how the sound on the stage is, but if we were in a club, people stand in front of us. So it's really important that we try to sound like a band from the stage. And for example, when we were playing last year, you can mostly hear drums basically, because the rest is really silent. There's no amps and stuff going on. So that's kind of, but it's easy to travel with it. So we're fans of amps. We like amps whenever we can bring them, but if it's not possible, we can also downsize everything to only pedalboard.
Okay, I have to think about it. Number one must-have gear are just regular noise-canceling headphones. Because being in a van all day on the highway, it's super loud, and if you are there for 3, 4 or maybe 5 hours, it's super exhausting. I always keep them with me in my backpack to just get some quiet minutes.
Good food.
Yeah.
Well, we've been to the UK last week. There were some days we were really struggling. No, I think that we live in Germany. We play a lot in Germany. For us, it's normal to have some stage water in our backstage. Touring is really rough in the UK. So we had some gigs where we really had to beg for water, and so that's like the must-have number one for us, to have water and maybe towels. But well, we are back here in Europe, and here we get treated well, and everything's very luxury. Absolutely, I think there's no genre I don't like. Every genre I find some musician that inspires me, and I just get inspired by people. For example, Dave Grohl is not related to the drumming of Tony Williams, for example, but I like them both. So I think that's the cool thing which makes my own sound, because I'm interested in all different sorts of styles. Also, maybe gospel chops. Which drummer doesn't like gospel chops? Like, as long as it's emotional and it's got attitude, I'm a big fan of any kind of drumming.